Hi guys! Today I wanted to do a video talking about my favorite makeup brushes. I've noticed that I don't really talk about the tools that I use to apply my makeup in my videos very much, so I thought I would dedicate this whole video to just talking about some of my favorite makeup brushes and why I like them so much. I'm going to start with my favorite foundation brushes. The two that I like most are both by Real Techniques. One is the buffing brush. It's really great for buffing foundation into the skin and creating more of a sheer finish. But of course you can also use this brush to really build your foundation and apply layers of it if you want more of a full coverage. Next is the Expert Face Brush. This one is a bit more dense than the buffing brush, so it is more ideal if you want more coverage. And when I use this brush, I like to use it just in circular motions, basically the same way I would use the buffing brush. But because this brush is more dense, it will apply your foundation a lot thicker. The next brush I want to mention is also by Real Techniques, and it's the contour brush. I love the shape of it, so it's perfect to just get, if you want more of a precise contour, it fits perfectly just underneath your cheekbones, and then you can kind of work it in circular motions to really blend that out so it's not just a harsh line. I like to use it to apply my blush, if I want more of a precise application of blush. I also like to use it if I want to add powder anywhere on my face, or even if I want to apply a highlighter. So it's great for many different things, and it's just a really great brush to have. Next is a brush by Sigma, and it's called the Large Angled Contour Brush. So again, it's great for contouring. This one is better if you don't want such a precise or harsh contour. It's great if you want more of a diffused application of it. This is what I used to apply my contour today. It's also great for applying blush and basically anything else that you want to apply, so powders, blush. You could use it to apply a highlighter as well, but again, because it is quite fluffy and soft, it does give a much more natural finish. Now when it comes to applying my concealer, I'm not too fussy. I'll either use my fingers or I'll use basically any synthetic brush. But my favorites, if I do use a brush, are again by Real Techniques, and this one I think is the Deluxe Crease brush. The writing's actually coming off because I've used it so much. It fits perfectly underneath the eyes, and it just really buffs out the concealer so that it looks quite flawless. Another one I'll sometimes use for concealer is the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. This one's kind of dirty right now because I like to use it to apply my eye primer. But yeah, I just find that it's a great size and it just fits in really nicely underneath the eyes to blend in my concealer. I'm now going to move on to the eyes. When I really want my eyeshadow to be quite pigmented and intense, I like to go in with a flat shader brush. This one is a MAC 239, and yeah, just because it's flat and quite dense, it's really great at packing on the eyeshadow and making it look really nice and intense. Another great brush for applying eyeshadow and blending it out is the MAC 217. If I want more of a sheer wash of color over my lids, I like to use this to kind of apply it because it is fluffy and it just really blends it out well while you're applying it. And it's also great for blending out your eyeshadows as well. Another favorite of mine is also by Sigma, and it's the E45. It's a small tapered blending brush. And I love this for really defining my crease because it does have more of a pointed tip to it. So it's really great at creating some definition in your crease. The next brush I couldn't live without is the MAC 219. It's basically a pencil brush. I like to use this to apply shadows underneath my eyes and my lower lash line. But it's also great for smudging out liner on your top lash line if that's what you wanted to do, or if you wanted to apply more of a precise application of shadow, let's say to your crease to get like a really strong cut crease effect, then this is also great for doing that. The last brush that I really like to use on the eyes is just any angled brush. This one is just from the drugstore. I like to use this to apply shadows to my brows, so when I'm filling them in, this is what I use every time. It's also great for defining your lash line, whether it's your upper lash line or underneath as well on your bottom lash line. And that's basically what I use this brush for. You could also use it again if you wanted more of a precise cut crease or something like that. It's also great for that. And then the last brushes that I want to mention, I usually like to use on the lips. And they're both by Real Techniques again. One is the accent brush. So it's just a really small, dense little brush. And it's great for applying lipstick or any lip product if you really want to outline your lips or blend in any colors on your lips. It's great for that. It's just the perfect shape and size. And then the last brush I want to mention is the detailer brush, which is basically the same thing as the accent brush, except it does have a bit more of a point to it and it is longer. So it's not as stiff as the smaller accent brush. But again, it's also great for outlining your lips and applying a really precise application of lipstick. What I also like to do with this brush, because it does have a nice little point to it, if I'm applying a really bold lip color or a really dark lip color, to really perfect it, I like to go in with this brush and a concealer. And I just like to apply the concealer to the very tip of the brush and then use the tip of the brush to outline my lips and basically sharpen up the edges. So that's it for this video. If you're new to makeup or makeup tools, then maybe this was helpful for you. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all again soon.